What is going on, Islanders fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. In today's video, what I want to get into is some alternatives to CapFriendly. Unfortunately, earlier this week, we got some news that the Washington Capitals would be purchasing and hence shutting down CapFriendly, which is really unfortunate for hockey fans all around the world, as it's a really great tool to help follow along with your favorite team and to see what cap space you are working with, what contracts are looking like, who free agents are. They do a really good job, and they've been the number one in that tier for a very, very long time. But the point of this video is to give you a couple of alternatives for sites that you could use. And we will start with Puckpedia, which is now a really solid option at this point as an alternative. So this is what it looks like when you pull up the main page. They give you the salary cap summary right up here on the side. You kind of just roll right through there, and it does ranking by what the cap hit is, projected cap space, current cap space, and then how many on the active roster they currently have signed and under contract. So we can click on the Islanders right here, and then their site comes up. And first it starts with a summary. It tells you how much cap space they have projected, 6.6. Their cap hit, and it shows you what the cap floor is, 65 million versus the limit, which is 88. And then it breaks it down even further a little bit, how many, retained contracts they have, remaining to use if they wanted to retain any money. The draft picks, how many picks they have in each round. You keep going down, and you have UFAs on forwards and defense, and then RFA options right there. That's the first bit, first portion of it. If you go up to, and then also you could do draft picks, and it'll give you a little bit more details on the Islanders picks. But if you go up here to full roster breakdown, then you're starting to get into the nitty gritty at this point. And it shows you each player's cap hit over the years, and then at the end, what year they become UFA or what their expiring status is. For Barzal, for instance, it shows you the cap hit 9.15, and then him becoming a UFA in 2031. Same with Bo Horvat. And if you click on each individual, then it pulls up where he is in the contract, who the agent is, draft class, some news on the side. It gives you buyout options, what the cap relief is, his stats there, career earnings. So that's a little different. These are some clear differences so far than what we see on CapFriendly. It's a little bit different. Obviously, there's going to be an adjustment period, but it shows you, their each team's cap hit, and you could do contract history if you wanted. It shows you the different contracts that they had over the years. So again, I think this is a solid option. It might end up being your best option outside of outside of CapFriendly, and apparently they are adding a roster type of simulation, like an armchair GM sort of thing, again, which is going to help, because that's a big thing for CapFriendly, and them having that, or Puckpedia rather having that to compete, is going to be, I think, a really big added bonus. The second one that we can get into is SpotRack. I've used them more for NFL and MLB contracts, but here is what their page looks like. If you just sort it by the NHL, it has each team's cap space, and you can scroll down to your favorite team. So we'll click on the Islanders here, and then it'll bring it up and give you a look at what each contract is. I like the cap hit percentage column that's right next to the cap. So for instance, Matthew Barzal, the only thing is this sorts it. It doesn't sort it by position, which I don't love. I guess you could probably do it that way, maybe, but it's not the best of sorts. It's kind of just all the players on the active roster, and In this one, it was sorted by the highest to lowest. So you get like Barzal, Horvat, Sorokin, Lee, and then like a defense mixed in, which again, I don't think is ideal. And this big pop up here is kind of in the way, which isn't great. But then like if you click on each individual player's name, and then it brings up more of their contract details when they become a UFA, their no trade list. You could do career earnings and transactions, and then statistics if you wanted to do it that way. So again, it's a fine SpotRack. Seems like it's going to be a fine tool. I don't know if it's going to be at the same level as Puckpedia because again, it doesn't have like that armchair GM comparable that Puckpedia is going to be able to have. And again, the really big pop-ups are just annoying to me, but again, you could play around with this. You could do free agents. This is probably going to be, I would think this is going to be the way to go on free agents. You could sort by statuses. We're going to obviously, I think, available, all types UFA. And then like if you click on each individual guy, like you can sort it by previous AAV. Let's go, I don't know, Sam Reinhart. He's going to be one of the big names on the market. I was wondering if they don't. Sometimes they have for like NFL, I've seen them have like market value on contracts. So maybe that's something that they'll eventually look to add. But again, kind of just wanted to go through today and show you a couple other options. I think the two that I've found that to be the best are Puckpedia and SpotRack. It's going to be an adjustment period. Again, losing CapFriendly is not ideal, but I think these websites will adjust, and there'll be a new one in short order that we could all flock to for our information on the salary cap and contracts and free agents and all that good stuff. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Matt. I'll catch you guys next time.
If you like that, make sure to subscribe to Up the Turnpike on Patreon for more exclusive New York Islanders content.